In this video, we're going to discuss how to allow yourself to get visible and allow your voice to be heard. This video is going to resonate with you if you have been brought up in an environment when one of your parents or two of your parents weren't present with you physically or emotionally. You were deprived of attention, affection, or you were criticized again and again and again, and you grew up with this limiting belief that what you have to say does not matter. You're going to resonate with this video if you were brought up in an environment when one of your parents, probably your dad, was the dominant one, or maybe your mom was timid and quiet, and you adopted this, again, limiting belief that speaking up is going to cause you to be in danger, right? And again, let me emphasize that when we are little kids, all of our beliefs are distorted. So when I say being in danger, I'm not necessarily referring to you being physically in danger. However, when we are kids, every single time when we feel that our environment is not safe, this creates the fight or flight. And when you grow up, when you become an adult, even if you are in your 50s and 50s, like my clients, your brain is going to fire up the signals and you're going to feel triggered every single time when something in your environment causes you to feel afraid, frozen, or anxious of the future. And in the final way this video is going to resonate with you is you associate yourself with someone who is not good with public speaking. The reason I'm phrasing it like that is because all of our beliefs are a representation of our self-confidence, right? So let me give you an example. Years ago, I used to detest my voice in recordings. I used to detest looking at myself on photos or videos. And as you can tell, I have overcome this, and so can you. So how can you do that? How can you allow yourself to be visible? How can you allow yourself to remember that what you have to say matters? Doesn't matter what is your cultural upbringing. Doesn't matter if you come from a society when, for example, women were raised to believe that they have to be small, they have to hide, they have to be always accommodating, always agreeable, and so forth. And of course, again, I work with men and women. I have worked and continue work with men who also have some sort of a limiting belief that what they have to say is irrelevant, right? So for the purpose of this video, I want you to listen with an open mind and remove your gender from the equation, because it has nothing to do with your gender. It has everything to do with your self-confidence at this particular phase. And remember that your brain is malleable. Your brain is malleable. At any given moment, you can change your subconscious through neuro-linguistic reprogramming, through reprogramming of your mindset, and changing your relationship to your past. And as I teach my clients, you cannot change what happened in the past. However, you can absolutely change the meaning you gave it. You can change the relationship you have with a traumatic experience in your childhood, whether it was in your family environment, when it was at school, maybe you were bullied, and so forth. And the final thing I'm going to say in this video is that these accidents unfortunately happen a lot, and this is why I'm doing these videos. To open the conversation, to start normalizing our fears, instead of us hiding and thinking that our fears are so unique and we are so inadequate and nothing can help us. And raise your hand if you ever felt ashamed that you are, let's say, a professional established executive or whatever, insert your profession is, and you felt like, okay, so I'm so successful on paper, and so why do I feel like something is off? Why do I still feel like I'm only as good as the next problem I can solve? Why am I feeling less than enough in my relationship, right? And something that I noticed with my clients who are exceptionally smart, intelligent people, very kind souls, is that something that happens a lot is that if you squish your emotions, if you squish your fears, if you try to live in self-denial, then unfortunately what happens is that is the opposite effect. You start to feel shame that you are not able to comprehend what is going on, right? And to quote some of my clients, before working with me, for example, they tell me that they have read dozens and dozens and dozens of books on personal development. They have participated in different summits with famous public speakers and so forth. And the truth is that sometimes the one thing that you really need is a customized peace that can unlock your mind and really figure out what is causing you to feel invisible at work or on your relationship, right? And something that really pains me when I see people who are in a relationship and they still feel alone, right? Because of course you can be alone and not be lonely. However, a lot of people are in a relationship, domestic relationship, when they feel alone, when they feel like they're talking to their partner and they're not heard, because you can listen to someone and not hear what they're saying, right? So often I see people who are projecting their bias, or they're hearing through their own lens instead of stepping on the mat of their correspondent. And especially if you work in a environment where public speaking matters, if you work in an environment, let's say you are a leader or team manager, or you work with people in any sort of sector that requires human interaction, most professions do, you will see that you're going to save yourself so much time and unnecessary conflicts and arguments if you learn how to communicate. And just to sum it up, how is it tied to confidence again? Of course it's tied to confidence, because if you spend most of your conversations worrying about how the other person perceives you, if you spend most of your conversations worrying if you are projecting confidence, in other words, if you spend most of your conversations trapped in your own mind, you miss out on so much. You miss out on so much because you're so concentrated on yourself that you actually forget about the other person. And this is how we create disconnection or even conflicts, right? Because human interaction is so palpable, and we absolutely feel if the other person is not paying attention. We absolutely feel if the other person is dismissive or is not even interested in what we are what are we saying. And this is another problem that I hear from my clients, especially in the tech and corporate industries, when they feel like what they're saying is actually not being heard, right? And that sucks, because it's our basic human right to be heard, to be respected, to be loved. And if you are in a situation when you don't feel like you are respected or you're heard or you are appreciated, I would definitely encourage you to bring up your game and ask yourself, do I feel happy and satisfied in my relationships, professionally, socially, or interpersonally, 80% of the time, or only 20% of the time? Because if you're only feeling happy and satisfied and appreciated 20% of your time, that's a waste of your potential, right? And of course, as I teach my clients, every single relationship has moments of slight disagreement or slight disconnection. This is completely normal and healthy. We're human, we have emotions. This is how we are, right? Having emotions is a good thing. However, the problem is when you lose alignment with your correspondent, with your partner, with your boss, with your coworker, with your employees, and so forth. And you can absolutely disagree with someone in a kind and compassionate manner while still being in alignment, right? And this helps you so much with your emotional intelligence. It helps you so much how you tackle your work-related problems and obstacles. It helps you so much how you tackle your own issues and challenges. And most importantly, when you allow yourself to be visible, you overcome the fear of rejection. You overcome the fear of not being good enough. And you remember that fitting in is not the same as belonging. You can fit in and still feel like a misfit. Whereas belonging is about showing up as the most authentic version of yourself. And if you fear that other people are not going to accept you for who you are, perhaps you can change your circle. And again, to draw examples from my coaching career right now, not every one of my clients has deep, genuine connections with their coworkers, and in certain situations, that's fine. If your work at the moment is a means to an end as you're progressing towards your life purpose, or maybe you are thinking about turning your side hustle into your long-term profession, whatever it is, remember that life is about evolution, right? We are evolving, and you do the best that you can at any given situation. And even if right now you don't have belonging, you can create it, you can cultivate it. And this is why I'm so proud and so happy and so joyful that in my mastermind Evolve, the belonging is real because I attract people who share similar fears and also similar aspirations. And when people hold each other up in the good and the bad, this is how we create actual genuine connections. And the final thing I'm going to say that when you genuinely click with people who support you and they really want the best for you, you feel way more inclined to share your deepest truth. And as Wayne Dana said, don't die with the music still in you. Share your story, allow your inner rhythm, inner music, metaphorically, to guide you. Life is too short to stay trapped in the prison of your mind instead of breaking free. I would love to hear from you. Was this video helpful? Please let me know in the comments. Share this video with someone that needs that inspiration, and tell me, what did you learn from this video? How are you going to apply it in your own life? And if you have any story of you overcoming the fear of rejection or the fear of public speaking or the fear of not belonging, I would love to hear from you as well in the comments. This is Anna Maria from Voda Coaching. A pleasure to connect with you here through social media and spread the good vibes. Remember, you deserve nothing less than unconditional love and epic success. See you soon.